Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing fantastic today on this beautiful Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. I'm thrilled to dive into an engaging story that's been making waves on social media, blending celebrity culture, humor, and the power of platforms like X. We're going to unpack a couple of posts from the rapper Offset, explore what they mean in the context of his life, and dive into the cultural significance behind his words. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's break this down in an educative and exciting way. Let's start with the posts themselves. Offset, whose real name is Kiari Kendall Cephas, is a well-known rapper from the group Migos and has been in the spotlight not just for his music but also for his high-profile relationship with Cardi B. In these two X posts, he's talking about his role as a father in a humorous way. The first post says, "Now when somebody die for playing with my son, then call me the crash out." The second one reads, "I see how I look trolling wit my kid ends bad." Now, these might sound like casual, funny remarks, but there's a lot more going on here when we dig deeper. First, let's break down the language. The term crash out is a piece of hip-hop slang that's been gaining traction, especially on social media. It refers to someone losing their composure, acting impulsively, often in a moment of anger or desperation, and sometimes in a way that's embarrassing or even dangerous. Think of it as someone going off the rails in a very public, dramatic way. This term became more prominent recently, with discussions sparked by journalist Elliot Wilson on X back in August 2024, where people started sharing their favorite crash-out moments online. Offset using this term here is no accident. He's tapping into that cultural lingo to say, in a joking way, that if someone messes with his son, he might just lose it, and people will call him the one who crashed out. It's a playful exaggeration, but it also aligns with his public persona as someone who's protective and isn't afraid to speak his mind. The second post, where he says he doesn't care how he looks while trolling with his kid, adds another layer. IDC means I don't care, and trolling here refers to joking or messing around, probably in a lighthearted, fatherly way. But he adds that it ends bad, suggesting that maybe his playful antics could lead to some unintended consequences. Together, these posts paint a picture of Offset as a dad who's deeply protective but also knows how to have fun with his kids, even if it might not always go as planned. Now, let's put this in the context of Offset's life. If you've followed his story, you know he's been in the headlines a lot lately, especially because of his rocky relationship with Cardi B. Just earlier this year, in January 2025, Cardi B made some pretty serious comments, accusing Offset and his mother of being involved in a robbery. That's a heavy allegation, and it shows the tension between them hasn't cooled down since their split. Then, in February 2025, there was a Reddit thread buzzing about Offset crashing out on X after Cardi B was spotted with football player Stefon Diggs. People were saying he was acting impulsively online, getting emotional and posting things that maybe he shouldn't have. This fits a pattern with Offset. He's known for being very active on X, often engaging with fans and sometimes getting into drama. Interestingly, it seems Offset has since deactivated his X account, which might be a sign he's stepping back from the platform, perhaps to avoid more public drama or to take a breather from the scrutiny that comes with being so visible online. So when he posted about crashing out over his son, it's almost like he was poking fun at himself, acknowledging this impulsive side of his personality while also showing his softer side as a dad. What's really interesting here is how Offset uses humor to navigate these personal challenges. By joking about being a protective father, he's engaging with his fans in a light-hearted way, possibly as a way to deflect from the heavier stuff going on in his life. It's a smart move, because it keeps him relatable. In hip-hop culture, there's often this expectation of toughness, of masculinity, but there's also a tradition of using humor and slang to deal with tough situations. Offset is doing exactly that here. He's showing he's a tough dad who'll do anything for his kid, but he's also laughing at himself a little, which makes him more human to his audience. Another thing to note is the Say Cheese watermark on these posts. If you're not familiar, Say Cheese is a platform that often reposts celebrity content, especially X posts, for commentary or gossip. When you see that watermark, it means someone thought these posts were noteworthy enough to share with a wider audience. It's a common practice on social media. Someone screenshots a celebrity's post, adds a watermark, and then it gets circulated for discussion. In this case, it's probably because of Offset's fame and the ongoing public fascination with his relationship with Cardi B. People are always watching what he says, looking for clues about his life, and these posts give them something to talk about, even more so now that he's deactivated his account, leaving fans to speculate about his next move. Let's zoom out a bit and think about what this tells us about celebrity culture and social media. Platforms like X are powerful spaces for celebrities like Offset to shape their narrative. He's not just posting for the sake of it. He's using these posts to maintain visibility, to stay connected with his fans, and to control his image. By sharing something funny and personal, he's reminding everyone he's a dad first, even with all the drama in his life. But at the same time, platforms like Say Cheese amplify that message, turning a simple post into a topic of public discussion. It's this back and forth between personal expression and public scrutiny that makes X such a fascinating space for celebrities. And now, with Offset deactivating his account, it raises questions about how celebrities manage their online presence when the pressure gets too intense. There's also a broader cultural significance here, especially when we think about hip-hop. Offset's use of crash out ties into bigger conversations in the hip-hop community about masculinity, protectiveness, and how artists present themselves online. In a way, these posts are a microcosm of what it means to be a public figure in hip-hop today. You've got to balance toughness with vulnerability, humor with seriousness, and personal life with public image. Offset is walking that line, and doing it in a way that keeps his fans engaged, even if he's now taken a step back from X. As we wrap up, I think what's most compelling about these posts is how they show the power of language and humor in navigating life's challenges. Offset is using a term like crash out to both embrace and poke fun at his impulsive side, while also highlighting his role as a father. He's dealing with personal tensions like his issues with Cardi B, but he's doing it in a way that's lighthearted and relatable. And through the lens of social media, we get to see this play out in real time, with platforms like Say Cheese adding another layer of commentary, and his deactivation of his account adding a new twist to the story. So, that's the story of Offset's X posts, a small but fascinating glimpse into celebrity life, hip-hop culture, and the power of social media. I hope you found this as interesting as I did, and maybe it's got you thinking about how language, humor, and platforms shape the way we see public figures.